All right, so day 3 of I was just trying to go outside, but God had some stuff to talk about. Um, the same location that my baby took his test at, they invited us to come back today because they were having zip lining, right? And it was free to the public. Whoever wanted to come, and whatever. So they invited us on like Wednesday. So Thursday after his test, we went and took a walk around the trail and just like saw everything to set up and all this other stuff, and thought it was so dope. So we were like, sure, we'll be back on Saturday. So we came. All the way up until it was time to do it, KJ was super duper excited. But one thing about my baby, when he gets nervous, he gets quiet. So I started noticing that he started to quiet down a little bit before it was time for him to go up there. But what was also crazy was that he thought that he was going to have time to watch some other people go before it was going to be his turn to go. Nope. They ended up calling that baby first immediately. As soon as the time started to go, it was, you come on. So he went up there, and it was like this big net in front of it that you have to, climb up in order to get up there. And my baby scaled that net. I looked away for a second, and he was already halfway up there. And I'm like, this is crazy. But he got up there real fast, and they got him up there, and it was him and this other little girl, and they got him all suited and booted. They had the click-clacks and the helmets on, and they was ready to go, right? So it's time to go. They tell KJ, put your feet over the edge. KJ puts his feet over the edge, but he's smiling, and his cheeks are like big like mine. So he, all you see is these little like apples, these big apples on his cheeks, and he's like looking at me like, and I'm like, no baby, you got it. So everybody down at the bottom was like, what's his name? And I'm like, KJ. So now all these people is like screaming his name. He don't know them, we don't know them, they don't know us, but they just wanted to support. So they're screaming, we're all hyped to get this baby to go, and he got his feet off the edge, and they go 3, 2, 1. Homegirl is going. She's down there somewhere. KJ was like, nope, not doing it. So they telling him, it's all right, man, take your time, go ahead, put your feet on the edge and then just jump. KJ was like, I'm not doing it, I can't do it. And you could tell that he started to feel bad because he doesn't like to he doesn't like to feel like he's doing something wrong, or like he's doing bad, or like he doesn't want to feel like he's in the way. He doesn't. And we're all like, it's cool, like, you 45 feet up in the air, sweetheart, you already decent to me for climbing that daggone net. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you don't jump, you don't jump. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? You outside breathing. You know what I mean? Like, I'm fine with that. The baby was like, I can't do it. So they asked him, did he want to get down, and how was he going down, all this other stuff, or they talked about how he was going to get down. And KJ was like, can I just wait for a second? So they like, yeah. So they put him to the side, and they let other people go. So the more people going, KJ's just watching. So then they finally decide, or KJ finally decides, yeah, I want to go. So they put him back on the ledge. Same situation. He's scared. He cannot jump. The guy that's up there, now when we first got there, it was another group that was going because our time slot was the following time slot. So we got to watch these people. And the instructor at that time was down on the bottom helping the people go up. So, we all got to talk and have like a little conversation. So now he's at the top with them. So that same instructor says to KJ, you want me to push you? So KJ was like, yeah. Counts to 3, he pushes him. My baby zoom, flies past. He had so much fun. Had a total ball. So he comes down, he comes over to me, and he's like, I want to go again. I'm like, hey, just check and make sure you got time. If you got time to go again, do your thing. Live your life. So he had time. He goes back up there. Everybody's like, KJ, you going again? You're like, yeah, they cheering for him. They hype. They gassing him. All this. He's so excited. He gets up there. Same situation. Baby is scared. He cannot jump. The guy offers to push him. KJ like, yeah. Pushes him. Does it again. This time we're done. It's time to go. So we're leaving. I'm asking him, how'd you feel about it? He's like, Mom, that was so much fun. Like, he was so excited about it. He said he had so much fun. It was such a good time. He can't wait to do it again. I said, cool. So then he goes, I just couldn't jump. And I immediately heard message. So we get in the car. And then we driving, and I'm like, well, what was it that was making you feel like you couldn't jump? He was like, Mom, I don't know. And I said, were you scared that you were going to fall? He said, no. I said, were you scared that the little clasps or something was going to come loose? He said, no. I said, were you afraid that the rope wasn't going to be able to hold you? He was like, no. I said, so what were you afraid of? He was like, I don't know. He was like, I just couldn't jump. And then he said when he went to jump, it's different because like at Urban Air, when you go off the ledge, it just pushes you forward. But this one, the rope goes down a little bit and then you propel. So he was like, that first drop just felt like I was going to fall. Message. Like, KJ stays with his dad on the weekends. So before I had to go and get him, I was taking time to myself and I was just asking God, like, what is next for me? What is next for my life? Like, what am I supposed to be doing? You know, all this other stuff. And I kept hearing, jump, move, jump. But for me, like, you know, 555 just rolled by. But for me, it's like, I got so many projects that I've started that I'm afraid to not be successful at, right? But it's nothing new in regards to stuff that I've done before. But it's just for whatever reason, that first drop when you jump is like where I'm a little afraid to take that leap. So it was like I needed KJ to just kind of like, when he was explaining why he was afraid to jump, and then he said it's like that, it's like as soon as you jump you just drop. It's not that you go straight, it's like you dip a little and then you go. I was just like, message, got it. And I think that's what it is for me, like feeling the possibility of it, just like you go down first and then you go. Got it. You about to fly, bro.
Yeah.
You scared?
I mean,
ain't nothing to be scared
I'm not scared, but like it's weird.
It's weird because it ain't like how Urban Air be strapping you down.
Like,
it's a little bit more intense.
Yeah, because they're inside and I'm outside, so like scary. But I'm not scared.
That bird you ran at gonna come get you. Think like, you up here with me now. Watch this. And even with my own projects, it's like I put my feet on the ledge and I'll be right there ready to go. But because I'm all I got right now, I don't have nobody pushing me. I don't have nobody that I can say, can you push me? Like, God is really like telling me right now, no, you got it. Like, you don't need nobody to push you, just jump. Jump. You gonna feel that drop for a second, but then I'm right there. I'm gonna pick you up and I'm gonna keep you going forward. So just jump. I needed that. And you know, they always say like false evidence appearing real, you know, for fear or whatever. You know, they always say that. And like, I get it. Like, KJ had nothing to be afraid of. He had a big net. He had these industrial clips, class, whatever you can call them, industrial. He had helmets on. He had a million other people there that already did it, you know, whatever else. He had no reason to be afraid. But something just told him that he wasn't safe. But when you ask what that something is, you can't identify it. That's further proof that there's nothing there. And I was just like, damn. Message. It's not in there. It's your own just worrisome thoughts. And then when I asked him what were those thoughts, and he couldn't even tell me what the thoughts were, the thoughts weren't even real. So what was it? Message. Crazy. So next month they're having canoeing, and he was like, Mom, you gotta get in that boat with me. And I was just like, no, I don't. That boy funny. He's a comedian. I love that boy, man. He's so damn adventurous. All he want to do is just live his life. And I told him that. I said, yo, you only got one life to live. Live your life, bro. Do all the things. Everything that you can do, do it. Anything that you can do, do it. And don't let nobody tell you you can't. Do it all. You got one life. The last thing you want to do is get to heaven and be like, dang, I wish I would have. Because you can't now. So live your life. I personally don't think I'm going to regret not canoeing. So I think I'm okay with that. But live your life. Jump. Jump. All right, bye.
It's a leap of faith. That's all it is, Miles. A leap of faith.